We got some breaking news out of Texas. Republican lawmakers have just released a new congressional map, and it does not include Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's home within her own district. Let me say that again. They've redrawn the line so that Jasmine Crockett, one of the most outspoken Black women in Congress, is no longer living inside the district she was elected to represent. This is not just political, it's personal and it's targeted. The proposed map is part of a broader GOP strategy to grab more seats by redrawing boundaries that silence Democratic voters, especially in Black and brown communities. So under the new lines, Republicans are aiming to flip up to 5 seats, cutting through Dallas, Houston, and other diverse urban areas. Crockett has already blasted the move, calling it what it is, an assault on democracy and representation. Democrats are preparing to fight back in the courts, and civil rights groups are warning that this could violate the Voting Rights Act. But here's the truth. This is a test, not just for Texas, but for the entire country. Can elected leaders be drawn out of power with a pen and a political agenda? So we're watching this story unfold in real time, and we'll keep bringing you updates as it develops. Peace, y'all.
You know, I just realized something. No one hates America more than a liberal Democrat.
Yes, these people thought they are the only one to do this. Now the tables are turning. When you take a look at this, Black Republican veteran Fridge and president of the Frederick Douglass Republican of Tarrant County slammed Democrat during the Texas redistrict hearing for ignoring systemic moral decay in vow education and community. He strongly endorsed the Government plan, arguing it's essential to boost Republican leadership and protect Texas' greatness. The proposal could hand Republicans 5 more congressional seats by redrawing district to target Democrat. We have seen what California,
state of Texas, as a Black American, Afghanistan veteran, a retired department head of the U.S. Department of Justice, I strongly support the Republican redistricting. I do not want, nor does the great state of Texas or this magnificent nation deserve to continue.
Gentlemen will yield. The gentleman will be accorded the same respect that everyone testifying receives. We will come to order. Everyone, regardless of your belief, political persuasion, or age, or whoever you are an American, and you're entitled to be heard, and you will be heard in this committee. The audience will come to order. The gentleman is recognized to continue his testimony.
I do not want the great state of Texas or this magnificent nation deserve to continue seeing systemic gang and street violence, a plummeting educational system, communities deteriorating, men and women's sports, etc., while Democrats sit quietly and fall to condemn or acknowledge the systemic moral decay, screaming systemic racism for anything that does not fit their narrative. These acts of evil must stop. We need Republican leadership for such a time as this. Republicans have a larger story. Echoing the words of the American icon, Mr. Frederick Douglass, you will not be judged by the heights you have risen, but from the depths you have climbed. I am a Republican, a Black dyed-in-the-wool Republican, and I never intend to belong to any other party but the party of freedom and progress, Frederick Douglass. We need and must have increased Republican leadership in the great state of Texas to remain great. As president of the Frederick Douglass Republicans of Tarrant County, I stand behind this statement. Simplified.
Thank you for your testimony.
Any questions for me?
Members, any questions for this witness?
And Mr. Chairman?
Yield. Hey, this is America.
yes, there is this notion that I've seen on social media with liberals saying, oh, Trump forced Governor Greg Abbott to do this. When you take a look at this, no, Donald Trump is not forcing Texas to redraw a congressional district map, but he has been actively pushing for it. Trump has publicly urged Texas Republicans to redraw the state congressional maps to create more favorable districts, aiming to secure additional Republican seats in the U.S. House for 2026 midterm elections. He has suggested that simple redrawing could heal up to 5 new Republican seats In Texas, a state where Republicans currently hold 25 of 38 congressional districts, now Libras are taking the spreading misinfo about the whole situation extremely concerning. When you take a look at Gavin Newsom, this is what the man is preaching now everywhere. Oh, Republican wants to do this, they want to do this, but forgetting what he did in California. Donald Trump asked for 5 seats, Angry Abbott automatically bend the knee. The 2026 elect is being free, and California want to sit back and watch this happen. This is Gavin Newsom.
I'm old enough to remember that this legislature has consistently been found to be intentionally racially discriminatory in the drawing of its maps ever since the Voting Rights Act was enacted. To comply with the Voting Rights Act, we should have 60% of the seats that allow people of color to elect their representatives. That would be 24 seats. Instead, we currently only have 14.
Here's the story. Donald Trump is forcing Texas to redraw its district maps to make sure that Republicans can hold a majority.
They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say we are going to dilute minority voices. So we know that the courts, ever since we've had a Voting Rights Act, have always found this state to be intentionally discriminatory. That is what they are going to do. So I need people of color to understand that the scheme of the Republicans has consistently been to make sure that they mute our voices so that they can go ahead and have an oversized say in this. So I fully anticipate that's exactly where they're going with this map. It's the only way to do it. We didn't understand how we got to the map that they gave us last time because that state was grown by 95% people of color. They went out of their way to make sure that we got 0 new seats for people of color.
They're talking about they're starting to cheat. They've been cheating. Right now, we should be in power. We should be the ones that are controlling the House. We should be the ones that have the ability to subpoena Elon Musk. We should be the ones that have the ability to subpoena these Epstein files. Let me tell you something. They don't want the truth to come out. They are so far from being interested in transparency. And frankly, we know that the Republicans have abdicated their duties as relates to those in the House as well as the Senate, and they know we won't back down. So I got news for them. As they sit up here and think that they're about to win, let me tell you, they are playing the game known as the Biggest Loser. And the biggest one sits in the White House, and baby, the baby loser right here is down there below them. They will lose because the people are speaking out and they are showing up. It is the same reason the Republicans don't want to go into their districts and talk to the people, because they know that their policies are loser policies. They are losers. I'm going to tell you, if it's one group of people that's not going to lose.
Yes, there is a silent battle going on X between Gavin Newsom and J.D. Vance. When you take a look at this, the gerrymander in California is outrageous. Of their 52 congressional districts, none of them are Republican. That means 17% of their delegation is Republican, when Republicans regularly win 40% of the vote in that state. Republicans in Texas are right to fight back. So you will see the difference here. Look at Texas, you see the difference. Not really, but in California, the gap is there. Gavin Newsom going up every single day, even going to Texas, meeting with Jasmine Crockett, about this is something, I don't know. It continues. On top of that, illegals are counted in districts, so California they are elect in multiple ways. Every gov control state should be, if California can do that and go free, why not Republican district? You will see them now getting up. Oh, they would talk about this everywhere on social media, but forgetting that, oh, California did that and nobody even talked about it. So you see the kind of hypocrisy happening here with these people. It is high time they should also face this. I want to appreciate people supporting me, sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. I will end here. I don't want to make the video long. Please, if you are having difficulties understanding me, please drop on the comment sections. Let me know. I usually do this frequent to see, because I go through the comment section to see how people are complaining. And for the short clips at the end, that is for the Y2 algorithm.
I'm going to be brutally honest with you and tell you that I currently don't live in the CD30 that they created. I don't. That's not where I live. Now, they asked us where we live because they are supposed to take that into consideration. And these are some of the things that the court will look at when they're trying to determine whether or not there were problems with creating the maps as incumbents and where they live. And they moved me out of my district.
In the state, when a lot of other states do. I mean, think of all the things
damaged and they can't work as
Making sure that they can take down some of these candidates.
What a voice, I cried. But
any barriers, don't mind, limitations.
So many rules.
My choices are mine. Making this easy. People line up for my advice. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like, I've written books. I've given speeches. Line up.
It is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said
will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial. 100
has been overwhelming. He lies and they're
Not going to end.
He says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is 1 and 2.
Registration Act is
talking about
Term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Winter does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
how bad is his reputation going to...
It's bad.
You need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight. Position.
Well, President
Obama wrong. Why ain't nobody on the news?